Okay, guys, this is like the third or fourth time I've started this fucking video. And I can curse right within the first 10 seconds because YouTube changed their rules. Before they changed them, well, you couldn't curse in the first 10 seconds, and now you can. So fuck, fuck, fuck. We are working on page numbers today. By the way, subscribe to my channel. Little box, lower right hand corner. Click it, subscribe. Follow if you want to know when I have new videos. Now that that crap's done, I'm getting ready to publish Penny Dreadful next month. I've been walking you through each step of my formatting, and today we're working on page numbers. And if I sound frustrated, it's because I've been working on this shit. It's 1:44 now. I have been working on this thing since like 10, 9 something. I don't know. It's such a pain in the ass. I used to not be able to use Google Docs for page numbering. It was just it was a problem. They didn't support it, the advanced type of page numbering that we're doing. However, they've changed that. Now, if you're using Microsoft Word, doing these things, they're different keys to click, but it's the same thing. You're using section breaks, and it's not too difficult to do it. If you're using LibreOffice, which is what I tried doing, it is a huge pain in the ass because there's extra steps. Instead of section breaks, you're using page style. I didn't like it. So we're back in Google Docs, and here's some of the stuff we want to do. The reason this is complicated is our first few pages, we don't page number at all. We don't start page numbering until you get to your story, okay? So if we scroll down here, um, the next thing is there are certain things you want to start on the right side. For instance, every new chapter should start on the right page or odd number, right? Not the odd number by the page numbers on your doc, but the actual page number, okay? This is page one. This is going to be on the right-hand side. We don't want page numbers here. And as you can see, I know, by the way, I've done some of these because I've been screwing around with it because the last video I just stumbled on for 15 minutes. I knew it was getting confusing. So I've done a few of these and then we'll do some together. So it all happens with the footer sections. Footers and the number section, right? Each section adds as works like an independent section. That's what it is. It's a new section. It's a section break, and it can be. You can link it. If you link things, then it will automatically. Uh, it'll be as if you don't have different sections. It'll just pick up from whatever you did in the last section. But that doesn't suit us. We want each section to be independent of the other, right? So we start certain things on the right page. So you do that by adding blank pages where you need to, okay? So if we look, that's going to be the left page. Why did I do a blank page here after my first, I'm sorry, this is the right page. Why did I do a blank page here in between? Simply because I wanted uh, my cover title to be on the right side, right? And we don't have to create a new section for that because like the previous section, well, like the previous page, we don't want it page numbered because it's still our content, right? No page numbering, no page numbering. Everything else is going to stay the same here. Now we get to our prologue, okay? This is the beginning of my story, and this page I want on the odd numbered page. So let's see what page it is. Page 9. It's odd numbered. Great. It's going to start on the right. How did I do that? I added first a page break so that, and if you double click down to the footer, you'll actually see the footers. So I created a page break um, under section 1. And then I created a second section. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I do here? Let me try this again. I did a section break, right? So that's section 1. Under section 2, I created a page break so I would get an extra one, right? And then I said, hey, starting on the next page, start my section break again, right? So this blank page is now section 2. Or the stuff that's not numbered is section 1. This blank page is section 2. And again, we put that blank page so that it would start our first chapter on an odd number. Okay. So, and we don't want a page number on section 2. Then our story begins and we go with section 3, right? Notice you don't link to the previous and we're not using a different first page. If you use a different first page, what happens is uh, the very first page of that section will not, excuse me, will not show the number. So that's not what we want. But we did want to start at page 9, even though it's really oh, well, I mean, we wanted to start with page 1, even though it's really page 9. Okay. So the way we did that was, let's get into the footer. We went page numbers, and we told it on section 3 and show it on the first page and start at page 1. Okay. We did that, and boom, we got page 1, and then our numbers keep going. Page 2. Now, notice for prologue 3, there's no blank page. Why? Because this naturally fell on an odd page, 11, so it's going to start on the right side, okay? Now, that means that this page was starting on page 12. Now it's on, oh, it's still on page 12. Hang on a second. Let's do that. So, oh, well, good. This is where we're going to show. Okay. So, oh, I see what happened. I didn't add that page break. So we want to go, if that's section 3 and that's also section 3. What we need to do is we need to make this story, because this chapter, it's on page 12. That means it would start on the left side. We don't want that. We want it on the right. So we need to make this section 4. Right now it's section 3. So we do that by right after our page break. Um, Here, let's do this. Let's delete that page break. Or do we want to put our page break here, I think. Insert a page break. There we go. Now we've got a blank page. But I think that was a mistake. Hang on. That's section 3. I swear I had this working. That's also section 3. We need this to be section 4. So the way we do that is right under there, we're going to put a section break. That was my problem. Okay. Insert section break. Next page, right? That tells it to start the section break on the next page. There we go. Now, go back and look at our footers again. I know it's a lot of extra work, but what are you going to do? Okay. Remember, section 3 ended our page numbering at 2. Um, then we continued on to page 3 for this prologue because this was on an odd page. Then we added a blank page. I know it sounds confusing. Let me see. That's 3. There we go. We created a new section. So page 3, section 3 rather, and that's also section 3. So we actually wanted this to be section 4, this blank page. What's going on? Get rid of this. Okay. Get rid of the page break. All right. We got a blank page. Let's add, here we go. I'm going to pause this for a second so it doesn't get confusing again. All right, I think I'm starting to get the intricacies here. I told you this was a pain in the ass. All right, so here's what we got now. Um, this is prologue 3. We didn't have to add anything because that was on the right side, right? Now, we added a page break so we'd get an extra page, and we made that single page a new section. That's section 4. That's section 3. Our chapter ended on section 3. This blank page is its own separate. But see, now I got a page 4 and I don't want that because it's following that section. So what we do is we say don't link to previous and then no number. Okay. Now we come down here to section 5, which is our, oh, come on, where's my footer? Oh, we add page number. The footer's already there, isn't it? Go to page number. Now, where did we leave off? Let's make sure we number correctly. Not counting the blank page, we left off at page 3. So we're going to Come on. Section 5, we're going to change the page number to start at page 4. Apply it. There's a 4, but why is it so small? It's so much bigger. Well, let's take a look and see what that is set as. That's set at 12, and this is set at probably considerably less. Options, page numbers. Oh my God. Now the number is too damn. What happens, by the way, if we change the orientation to the center? So I like my number. Why is it so small? All right, when we have things screw up, we start over. Okay, there's 4, right? And that should make this nothing. What happens if we now add, come on, page numbers, and I'm going to start at 4. Why is it showing so small? God damn it. Pausing again, because fuck me. All right, I think I fixed the size of my page numbering. So let's see where we are now. So we end this chapter on page 20. And I've got a section break here, which should be section 7. Actually, we don't even have to have a new section here. This is section 7, but because, let me see, what page is that? It's 22, but that's because we have a blank page. So let's kill this section break. Okay. And this is page 20. So we're just going to add a page break here. Insert page break. All right. And there we go. This ended on page 11, this chapter, and the next chapter goes to 12, and that is an odd number. Okay. Ugh, God, if I sound tired, it's because I'm exhausted. Let's go to our next section. All right. This chapter, and the reason this is the same chapter as or same section, uh, se oh, come on, are you kidding me? Get back up here. Fucking Google. All right. Keep going back, keep going back. And listen, when you're all done with this, you got to go in and check it. I mean, every single time you got to check stuff, and you may find out you fucked up in one place and have to start all the way over from there. You just got to do it. You wanted to be a self-publishing author. This is the pain in the ass you got to deal with. Where are we? Are we in the right place now? What chapter are we at? Chapter 3, I'm not sure. Here, first of all, I need to see the sections in the footer. That's section 5. Okay, yeah. So this chapter ended. Did we finish the last one? Let's just make sure. Again, you always want to be safe. All right. This chapter ends on page 20, which means this chapter starts on page 21. Should be the same section as the previous, section 5, and section 5. Great. We didn't need to change it because it just naturally happened to land on an odd page. So we keep going. All these are section 5. That's fine. And then we get to our next chapter, chapter 3, and that is on page 30. That is not an odd number. So here we go. We got to do it again. All right. First thing we need to do is we want to delete this page break. I think that's what we're doing. Delete the page break. Oh, maybe we do want that. We want to, let's put that page break back. All right. So now we need to create a new section, right? So insert section break. All right, and if we look here, uh, 20, but okay, because we need to add another page break. I don't know if we did this right. Jesus, fuck. Can't add a page break there. We want to add a break after this section, but why is this the same section? Oh, you know why? Because we did it on the wrong page. I know how frustrating this is. I'm sorry. You think you're frustrated watching this? Imagine how I am feeling. All right, let's come back here. Grandpa Howard. It's on page 30. We need to add a page break here. I like to do it on the second one. Insert, break, page break. Okay, now, here's what we do. Okay, sorry. So this is section 5, right? This page is section 5. This page is also section 5, but as we said, it starts on the wrong page. It starts on page 30. So after this page break, we hit enter and, whoop, no you don't. We go backwards. We undo that. Okay, got a page break. Let's just make sure again, sorry, but you always want to double check your work. All right, that's on page 30. We want it on page 31. We've got a page break. We're going to add, right after this, a section break on the next page. Break, section break, next page. That should make this now is section 5. This now is section 6. Great. But, let me see, it started that section there. That's section 5. Did we, this is getting so disjointed. I'm really sorry. You're just going to have to watch this whole thing until we get it, and we're boom every single time. All right? And maybe we won't. Maybe we got to fuck with it every time. This is why I hate this shit. All right. I got it for using page breaks and session breaks. I got it to create a blank page that is a different section. All right? This with the end of the chapter is section 5 and ends on page 20. This is a blank page and is section 6. And this is section 7, starting a new chapter. What chapter? What page? It's 31. That's what we wanted to do. We still got to do our page numbering. So remember, you don't link to the previous. We go page numbers, and we go start at 21. Apply. All right, so, and then we want to center it. Okay, so here's what we got. We got on the left-hand side, right? Uh, Actually, it's on the right-hand side. So, and then this page, we did another section break. So this would actually be 29, I guess. 30, page 30. No page number, and then our new chapter, section 7, starts at 21 because our last chapter ended at 20. All right, now we're going to do the next one. Oh, and of course, I've got too many of these. I only like to do 2 between each one. Okay, great. Now, let's go to the end of this chapter, right? It goes all the way, it's all numbering correctly. Oh my God. You see why I hate this shit? All right. So this ends on page number 32, but it is actually page 42, which means our next page chapter is starting on 43. That's an odd number. So even though this is section 7, we can leave this as section 7 and continue our counting. All right. Okay. Here is the end of that chapter. And that chapter, or we can just go to this chapter, starts page 55, odd number. It's great. So we continue staying on section 7, and, well, yeah, 45, 46, 47. Our numbering continues. So we go to the next chapter. This is your life now. Okay, we get to the next one. 65. Still an odd number. Oh, we're so lucky here. So the least you have to change, the better. Okay, we're still in section 7. We're going to continue doing that. So continue our number counting. Wouldn't it be great if every chapter now started on the right-hand side? It's not going to happen. Okay, 75, still there. So we continue on section 7, right? We don't have to go to section 8 until we wind up with a new chapter on the left-hand side. So we continue going. Okay, new chapter. All right, new chapter. 100. Here we go. We're on an even page and we need it to be odd. So, not as odd as me, but odd. So here's what we're going to do. We need to look at our sections. This is section 7 still. We need to change this actually to section 9 because we're going to create 2 sections basically. So we do that, enter. We create a section break. Insert, break, section break on the next page. Okay, there. Now, if we look, this is now section 8, and the end of this chapter is section 7. Now, we need to create a blank page. So insert a blank page, or yeah, by doing a page break. Okay, now if you notice, we've got, let's make sure we did this correctly. Okay, this is section 8, and this is section 8, but we need this to stay 8 and this to stay 9. And we do that by coming back right after the page break, and we go, wait a minute, let's make sure I did this correctly. This is where I keep fucking up. That's section 7. That's section 8. Okay, yeah, we are doing it correctly. So now we're going to add a section break on the next page. That's what's screwing me up, is that next page. I keep putting these breaks in the wrong place, but now we're good. Section break, next page. Now if we look, our blank page is section 8. Our previous chapter is section 7. Blank page is section 8. New chapter is section 9. We're going to not link sections, remember, and that removes the page number. And this page number on the end of section 7 is 89. So what we do is we go to section 9, don't link, go to options, page number, what was that? 89. 89. Wasn't it 89? 89, right? So we come back to section 9. Now we're going to add our page number for section 9. Start at 90. Hit apply, and then align. Okay, so let's look at what we've done here. All right, the end of the last chapter, which is section 7, ends in page 89. Our blank page is no page number, and the beginning of our new chapter, which is now section 9, starts at 90. So it goes from 89, we don't number the blank pages, to 90. Son of a bitch, we got it now. Now is a piece of cake, okay? So let's just make sure it's on an odd page. It sure is. Go to the next chapter. I'm going to do a few of these now that we've got it down so that you can see it. This is, don't watch anything previously. Just kidding. All right, so let's get, yeah, don't ever stop watching me. All right, get to the next chapter. By the way, did I miss it? Let's make sure I didn't miss it. Right, there it is, 90. That is chapter 8. We want to get to chapter 9. And I could actually edit it, but I like to check and make sure all my numbers are there, not fucking up, right? So we get to chapter 9, chapter 9, chapter 9. Don't speed read my book either. Okay, here's the end of that chapter. Now we look at what page number is this. 121 starts on the right. Great. We can keep counting, and we're still in section 9, I think. Section 9. Great. We can stay in section 9 for this chapter. All right. So chapter 10 we're looking for. Here we go. Chapter 10 is page 137. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay. Stay in section 9. Let it keep counting up the pages. We're going to chapter 11, I believe. Chapter 11 is page 151. Man, are we living it. So we're staying in chapter section 9. Keep going. Chapter 12, 160. So we need to add our little blank page, right? So first off, we're going to go, we want this next page to change sections. So we're going to insert a section break next page. All right. Now then, if we look at our sections, this one ends section 9, this one goes section 10, beautiful, but we need that blank page, right? So on here, we're going to insert a blank page. All right. And then we're going to, there's our blank page, and then right after that, we're going to create another section break. All right, now let's look at our sections. We don't want to link, right? Section 10. So section 9 is the end of our last chapter. Section 10 is our blank page with no page number. We ended at 148. And so this should now be beautiful. Section 11. Let's make sure. Are we on the right page? Yes, we are. 161. Now let's set up our page numbers. We ended at, yeah, get rid of that. We always get rid of that. Okay. So we ended at page 148, which will make this 149. And apply. Great. Nope. And a line. Okay. Now let's keep going. Let's find the next chapter. Here we go. Chapter 13 is on an odd page. Great. We keep going. We stay in section 11. We keep going. Get to the next chapter. Here we go. Chapter 14. 178. Okay. So we do the same thing. We create a new section. Insert. Insert a new section. All right. And that should make, that's section 11. And this is section 12. Great. So right here, we add a page break. And insert page break to get our extra page, right? There's our blank page. And right after the page break, see, now we've got it. Now we're cooking. We insert our section break, right? Now we go look at these. Uh, Section 11, our blank page is section 12. Don't link. Great, get rid of the page number. Section 13, don't link. And what page did we end off on? 165, so this will be 166. Start at 166. We'll do a couple more. And you go apply. and align. Okay, so great. We're looking good. Section 13. Keep going down till we find our next chapter. Now you can see, yeah, now here's what's funny. When I do my next book, I'll go through all this fucking hassle again until I remember how to do it. It's easy once you get the secret, but it's hard finding the secret. Okay, so this is 195. We can keep going because it's on the odd page it starts. So we get to the next one, next chapter, next chapter. Our numbers are looking good. Our little interlog. 212. Okay. So that's on the left side. We need it on the right side. So we add, after the end of our last chapter, we end that section break again. Okay, we got our section break. We're going to create another page break. So we get a blank page. And then after that blank page break, we're going to insert a section break. All right, now if we did this right, okay, we don't want to link, right? So we've got section 13 ends the last chapter. Section 14 starts our blank filler page with no number. That's the thing. Page number in the last chapter page. No there. Section 15, we don't link. And we add our page numbers. Shoot, what was it? 198, so this will be 199. All right, great. Moving on, let's go to the next chapter. I think you probably almost got, oh, that was a short chapter. So, 215, great. It's an odd number. Keep moving on to the next chapter, to the very next even paged chapter. 223, great. 233, oh man, we're almost done here actually. We'll just finish it. All right, together, I mean. I got to finish it either way, even if you stopped watching, which I hope you didn't. Okay, so, oh, but there's a problem. What's going on here? That's section 15. Is that why? Oh, you know what? I just forgot to align. Okay, there we go. 15. Where's that next chapter we had? There we go. So, this is 15. That's 15. That's no good. We need that to be 16 and this to be 17. So we fix whatever mistake we made at that point. Page break. We're going to go next page. Since we already have a blank page, we don't have to add, well, or do we? This is page 246. But we already have a blank page. Here's what we got to do. We got to delete that page break. There we go. And add a new section. Add a new page break. Add a new section break. Oop, undo that. Okay, let's go look, make sure we did it right. Double check your work. Okay, page 15 is the end of the last chapter, and it's page 230. Our blank page is page, don't do that, is section 16, and our new chapter, section 17, don't link. There we go. So, and this should have been, wait a minute. Huh, is this? Well, you always double check. I don't think I needed to change that section. So let's, oh, I just didn't need that extra page. That was the dealio. There we go. Now let's look. What page is this? 245. There we go. Yeah, that was just a mistake from previous that we had to fix. So 15, and this stays 15, and the page numbering continues 231 because this is on an odd page. We go to the next one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, here we go. 257. Great. Our next chapter. Here we go. This starts 269. Okay, that's all still good. I think we're almost done here. Yeah, we are. 275. Let's see where the last one ends. 277. And that, my friends, is it. The rest of this, we don't care what it's on. Yeah, we don't care what that's on. That's going to be a left page, I think. Yeah. Okay. We're done. We got all our sections done. We got our page. Oh, no, we don't. This does need to be its new section because we don't page number these last two pages. So almost screwed up, right? So and page 263, section 15, and that's section 15. We need to turn this to 16. Okay, so we um, do a new section. Okay, do a new, add a page. It's already got a page break. So then we'll just create a new section. Let me see. Let's make sure I did that right. That's 16. That's, no, we don't have to do anything else. It's added a page there. Apparently we had a new page break. We should have added one here, I guess. Because I like to have page breaks after every chapter. It stops. Let's see what that does. We didn't want to add a new page. We just wanted to, we got two pages, I think. Probably too close to the end. Page break, section break. Let's get rid of this page break. And now if I look, this should be page, no, we didn't care what page it wound up. We just wanted a, I guess we don't need that there. Section break, next page. I think that's all we got to do. We didn't need a blank page. 15, 16, yeah. So don't link to the previous. Boom, our page numbers are gone. I've got an extra page break. I don't need that. I think what I wanted was a page break here. Nah, we don't care. Let's get rid of that. All right, fuck. That is, let's get rid of that. Oh, that's my, okay. Son of a bitch, our pages are numbered. Now, we want to see how it looks. So, we're going to download a Word copy. Save that as, doesn't matter where you save it. I'm just going to save it here. All right, let's open that file. No, let's not open it there. Let's open that file. And because again, you can't really do side by side on the other one, we're going to look here, right? This is our left, this is our right. Everything should now be okay. Let's close that. All right. So I want that to start on the right. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the right. This is the left. They're opposite because it's going to start printing on the right side. Okay. So that's great. I wanted this on the right side. There are no page numbers here. That's great also. Go to the first prologue. It's on the right side and starts on page 1. That's great. Prologue 2 and Prologue 3 are correct. Prologue 4 is correct because we added this blank here and there is no page number. We went from 3 to 4. Ah, folks, this all looks good. I'm not going to make you go through all of this, but it's on 11, and this is perfect on the right-hand side. Remember, this numbers do not correlate to actual odd and even pages. We're looking at anything that's on the right side should actually be shown here on the left. This is my left side of the page, okay? I hope you picked that up because I don't know how to make that less confusing. So we go to our next chapter. Our next chapter ends on page 19. No, see, we don't need this extra page. This is now starting on the left, which means probably from here down, they're all fucked up. But this is why you have to double check to make sure you didn't make a mistake someplace. So I'm not going to make you sit there while I fix it all. This is how page numbering works. Sorry, this thing has been kind of disjointed, but it's great because you're going to make all these same mistakes. So it's a good chance for you to see what's going on, okay? All right, next topic is going to be so much easier. We're going to do table of contents and it'll be done. So until next time, fuck Google Docs.